Good evening, viewers. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. I'm Hina Gambhir. Viewers, 2 explosions in 5 days and the white-collar terror module has sent shockwaves across the country. There are questions in everyone's mind. What exactly happened? Why did it happen? Should we prepare for something worse? How did 2,900 kg of explosives arrive in Faridabad, just 40 kilometers away from the national capital? Remember, terror hubs in Pakistan were decimated during Operation Sindoor. Is Jaish-e-Mohammed planning something big in India? We don't know. Agencies are on high alert. They have busted a white-collar terror module and a probe is underway to find all of those who are part of it. Over the next 1 hour, viewers, we will tell you everything you need to know about this probe, this pan-India crackdown that's going on and the possible reasons behind it. You all have been part of it. But first, let's bring to you, viewers, the sequence of events. Remember, hours before, in fact, the 10/11 blast that claimed the lives of 10 people, J&K police busted an interstate and transnational terrorist module. The white-collar terror module, a terror module involving highly educated professionals, especially doctors who turned demons. This module is linked to at least 2 banned terrorist organizations, Pak-based Jaish-e-Mohammed and Ansar Ghazawat-ul-Hind, an Al-Qaeda affiliated terrorist group. Now, this led to recovery of arms and ammunition, over 2,900 kilograms of explosive material, including 350 kg of ammonium nitrate. Timers, etc. were recovered just 40 kilometers away from the national capital in Faridabad. Recovery was made from 2 rented premises belonging to Dr. Muzammil Shakil, a medical professional from Al-Falah University. He was arrested. His arrest, in fact, was a result of the arrest of another doctor, Dr. Adil Ahmed Rathar from Saharanpur, who was found putting up posters of Jaish-e-Mohammed in Jammu and Kashmir. And within hours, we got news of a blast in Delhi, in the heart of Old Delhi, very close to the iconic Red Fort. The 10/11 blast, viewers, was termed as a terrorist incident by the center. National investigation agencies probing the matter, and the man driving the I-20 car which exploded in Delhi was Dr. Umar Nabi. His DNA was matched with his mother in Pulwama. But the so-called white-collar terror goes beyond Delhi-NCR. Over 200 doctors across the country are now under investigation as authorities intensify their crackdown. This probe comes in the wake of recent incidents that have raised concerns about the involvement of highly skilled professionals and executing sophisticated attacks targeting urban centers. Let's now explain this to you through a map here, the kind of pan-India crackdown that's currently underway. You've got Faridabad, the epicenter, where you have Al-Falah University, from where the recovery of explosives happened. There are ties to doctor terror module that are emerging. Then you've got, the main bomber here, the suicide bomber, Dr. Umar, also worked in Al-Falah University in Faridabad. 2 more masterminds who have been arrested were actually working in Al-Falah University, and 22 more doctors are today under lens. Now you have Mewat in Haryana. That's another place that's under scanner. So you've got Faridabad, then you've got Mewat as well. Why Mewat? 3 doctors were questioned, 3 Mewat doctors were questioned, all linked to Al-Falah University. And they have been in touch with blast masterminds, and that's the reason why the scanner is on them. You've got New Haryana, where also we've seen crackdown taking place. 2 more Al-Falah doctors were arrested. They were friends with the prime suspect in Delhi blast case, Dr. Umar Nabi. Then you've got North Dinajpur in West Bengal. Now, this is a new development that has taken place. Now, West Bengal is also in focus because a medical student has been nabbed from North Dinajpur. Janisar Alam has been detained by the investigative agencies. He also, in fact, studied in Al-Falah University. Then you've got Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh, cardiology student. There you have it. Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh is also under scanner. Cardiology student held by UP STF, student at a state-run medical college. Suspected links with Red Fort blast mastermind, Dr. Umar Nabi again. And then you've got the national capital. The focus is on the national capital as well. Lens is on Al-Falah headquarters. Documents were seized during raids. The headquarters is in Jammu Nagar in the national capital. So all of this, viewers, has taken place over the last few days. Let's now tell you what is happening as far as the agencies are concerned. There's this pan-India crackdown that's underway, and covering this particular story for us are my colleagues who are joining us live from different parts of the country. We have Priyank Tripathi, Sahil Suhail, Hridita, Rishabh, Bhavtosh. We have Ankit, Adib, as well as Shivam joining us live right now, and they will be telling us about the entire crackdown and what is really going on. Let me begin with you, Bhavtosh. This pan-India crackdown that's currently underway, this white-collar terror module is new. Can you bring us up to speed with what is it and, how it all really started, and a little bit about the pan-India crackdown?
Well, as far as agencies are concerned, it all started on 25th of October with raids and searches started after some posters appeared in Nagaon area, and then JNK police took over the investigation, scanned through various CCTV footage. Then subsequently, in the first week of November, they arrested Dr. Adit. Now, his locker was searched in Srinagar, which led to recovery of an AK-47 assault rifle, and then Dr. Muzammil was arrested. And then actually raids and searches happened in Faridabad. When that searches happened, then we all know that 2,900 kgs of explosives, ammonia nitrate, and also material relating to explosives were also seized. But it was the blast that happened outside Red Fort that virtually opened this case, and that led to various other agencies coming and started probing this case, including the NIA. NIA has taken over the investigation. As a colleague, Priyank also broke the story in morning that Delhi police have registered an open-ended FIR pertaining to conspiracy, pertaining to terror conspiracy. Apart from that, the economic officers wing as well as ED has also stepped in. They would be looking into the finances of Al-Falah University. Right. There are a series of raids that have happened in Al-Falah University. So one can say that several agencies are currently probing the case. As far as NIA is concerned, no official arrest has taken place, but one person has been detained.
So clearly, it's a multi-agency pan-India crackdown that we are looking at. Official word from NIA is still pending. Let me go across to my colleague Shivam as well. Shivam is joining us live from Al-Falah University, where the entire focus is right now. Shivam, over to you. Tell us a little bit more about the investigation. How many doctors are under scanner? What happened today?
Well, Ina, as you rightly mentioned, over 200 doctors are now under the scanner of the various investigative authorities. But when it comes to this particular university, 22 doctors, apart from the 3 who were arrested, are now under the probe lens. Apart from that, in the Delhi-NCR, we have seen in the area of Mewat, where 3 other doctors were also taken in custody as they were having constant links with Dr. Umar, and Mewat is also the place from where the fertilizer were also procured, from where eventually the explosive were made. Apart from that, the Faridabad police and all the other regional police are now doing constant raids at different parts of this particular area, checking the places, checking the release places, and also advising the landlords to not to keep any tenant without proper documentation, without proper verification, because this is what we have seen in this particular case, that lack of verification, lack of police verification led to such 2 people holding rooms in different places and now storing those explosive. So now the investigative authorities at this particular region inside the university and also nearby are currently obsessed when it comes to this particular thing of having the background check of all the situation detailed.
Right. Shivam, stay on with us. Now, viewers, Al-Falah University and its 76-acre sprawling campus in Haryana's Faridabad district has come under the scanner. Shivam was telling us about it. Earlier today, Delhi crime branch officials visited the Delhi-based office of Al-Falah Trust in Jammu Nagar. To get more on that, let me straight away go across to my colleague Rishabh as well. Rishabh, now there is a trust of Al-Falah University that's also under the scanner. Can you tell us what happened today and what is it that the agencies are looking at?
Well, we are here at the Al-Falah house in Jammu Nagar in Oakland. This is where the headquarters of Al-Falah Trust is. What we are given to understand that the Delhi Police Crime Branch came here around 11 a.m. in the morning, and for a good 7 hours the police team was inside the headquarters and they were looking for the documents. Remember, NAAC has now issued a show cause notice to Al-Falah Trust for using the NAC accreditation. Remember, the Al-Falah School of Engineering and Technology and Al-Falah School of Teachers Training, both of them applied for Cycle 1 accreditation from NAC and also received it. But those accreditations have now expired, but they continue to use the NAC A grade accreditation in their prospectus as well as in their advertisement, and that is something that is now being complained against by NAC and UGC. And based on the 2 FIRs now, the police is now looking for further documentation, because there are anomalies in the documentation of Al-Falah Trust as well. Also, this further gives way to Enforcement Directorate as well. Making this the basis, these 2 FIRs the basis. Enforcement Directorate might also jump into this case and look into the funding process of Al-Falah Trust as well. Over to you.
Rishabh, thank you very much. Stay on with us. In fact, viewers, Lens is also on the Integral University in Lucknow. Like I said, it's a pan-India crackdown that's going on. Now, days after the arrest of Dr. Shaheen and her brother, Dr. Parvez, in the Delhi blast case, teams of UP, ATS and Lucknow police reached Integral University to examine the activities of Dr. Parvez, who worked at the institution. As per sources, ATS may visit Integral once again to question some students from Kashmir specifically who are studying there. Dr. Parvez had sent his resignation over an email, and this is what the agencies are looking at. For more, let me go across to my colleague Adib. Adib, what is this new angle, Integral University's angle that has come into the picture? What is the connection?
Well, Hina, see, just like the Al-Falah University in Faridabad, the Integral University has come under the scanner of UP ATS and also under the scanner of other agencies, including the Jammu Kashmir Police and the Delhi Police. Now, this Integral University is the university where Dr. Parvez used to work, and he sent his resignation over an email just 6 days before the Delhi blast. So now the police believes that this is a part of a larger conspiracy. And this is the reason that the ATS and the police, they are constantly visiting the Integral University, and not just visiting. In fact, the UP ATS has collected a report from the Integral University of around 65 students. These 65 students have their origin from Jammu and Kashmir, and all the records of these 65 students are being scanned by the ATS. Now, if the ATS sources are to be believed, the ATS says that there are some students who were direct in touch with Dr. Parvez, and Dr. Parvez was giving all this information to his elder sister, which is Dr. Shaheen. So all these students who were in touch with Dr. Parvez will be questioned by ATS, and not just the students, but these faculty members of the Integral University and the medical hospital. They all will be questioned by the ATS. ATS has already visited 2 times into this university, and we are expecting that ATS will soon visit to question furthermore into this particular case.
Absolutely, and we know Dr. Shaheen is extremely important, the female doctor who's been arrested by the agencies, who as per sources was handpicked by Masood Azhar's sister to actually set up a women brigade, women wing of Jaish-e-Mohammed here in India. Adib, stay with us. Hridita, now from West Bengal as well, we have an update, an MBBS student, in fact, a medical student who completed his MBBS from Al-Falah University in Dinajpur has been detained. What's the latest there?
Absolutely, as we get to understand that today morning the NIR team has dragged a link related to the Al-Falah University's Delhi blast out here in West Bengal, where Jan Nishar, also popularly known as Jigar, was arrested from his uncle's house at North Dinajpur. Exactly the area is Suryapur Bazaar at the Konal village. He was found out through mobile dumping symptoms. As we get to understand, through mobile dumping he was arrested, and then he was first taken to the Islampur police station, after which he was transferred to Shiliguri. At this point, he is detained and questionings are underway for him in Shiliguri, as we get to understand from police sources. But another thing that comes into observation at this point is he had completed his MBBS examination in 2024, after which this Sunday he had travelled again to Lucknow for giving his MD exam and came back on Wednesday Wednesday, which is the 12th of this month. To also understand, he did not belong from West Bengal whole in whole. He is from the Ludhiana of the Punjab, and his family is also staying there. He has his own, running his own chamber there, but he had come here to attend his sister's wedding, and here is where he has come back to understand. As per family sources, we understand that this person has been called down by the police for questioning.
And in fact, we have a reaction coming in from his uncle as well, the person who was detained. Let's listen to what he said.
আমার ভাতিজা হয়
কি নাম?
জানি স্যার।
জানি স্যার। বলছি ইনি কোথায় থাকতো? কবে আপনার বাড়িতে?
বাবা মার সঙ্গে বরাবর থাকতো লুধিয়ানাতে, পাঞ্জাবের মধ্যে লুধিয়ানা ডিস্ট্রিক্ট আছে, ওখানে থাকতো। আর এখানে কোনো সময় ফ্যামিলি প্রোগ্রাম হলে, আত্মীয় কোনো প্রোগ্রাম হলে খুব কম আসতো, সব প্রোগ্রামে আসতে পারতো না।
জানাচ্ছি কি করে এমনি? জানি
স্যার এই 24-এর লাস্টে MBA কোর্স কমপ্লিট করছে, আর এখন ওই লুধিয়ানাতে নিজের বাড়িতে বসে প্র্যাকটিস করছে, চেম্বার আছে।
এই যে আপনার ভাষা আসলো বাড়িতে, তারপরে এনে নিয়ে গেল, তারপরে
Now, viewers, coming to the probe as far as the Delhi blast is concerned, now a new angle has emerged there also. TATP, which is an explosive substance that was in fact mixed with ammonium nitrate as an explosive. This is what Priyank was telling us earlier. This is what the FSL has found. Priyank, what is TATP? What is it that the agencies are saying? I mean, was that the reason when it got mixed with ammonium nitrate, the explosion took place?
Yes, certainly, Hina, because everyone was thinking that how is it possible that there were no sharp lanes in the explosive, the IED, which bursted right outside the Red Fort, and it could have caused more damage. We know that casualty figure is 13, but that could have been much more because of the kind of explosion visuals which were captured on the CCTV footage. What officials have also found that TATC is certainly the chemical which would have been there, and it is a kind of chemical which catches fire even after a small amount of heated environment is there, which means that even if someone has lit a lighter or a cigarette, then certainly it can catch fire, and that can certainly complete the circuit with the ammonium nitrate which could have been present in that particular vicinity. In the blast which had happened right outside Red Fort, similar kind of thing would have happened when the ammonium nitrate was present in the car, and this chemical was also present, which was mixed with ammonium nitrate. So the whole circuit was completed. We don't know exactly from where this particular spark came, and that had also led to this unfortunate death of 9 officials from the JNK, including the Tehsildar and 2 of the civilians who have died in this massive fire which happened last evening while the Tehsildar was trying to seal these packets for FSL. The lighter was there, the candle light was there, and that led to causing of this fire and accident.
Right. And in the blast case, viewers, a new CCTV footage has also emerged from Faridabad shop that revealed the movements of bomber Umar Mohammed in the days leading up to the Red Fort explosion that claimed lives of people. This video shows Umar sitting at a shop, and here you can see the one in pink shirt is Dr. Umar Nabi. He's got a bag with him, and he is just looking so normal because nobody could really, after looking at this particular person in this shop, nobody could really think that, what he inside, along with his other people in Al-Falah University, was really planning to do in the national capital. And this is an undated video, viewers, that has now emerged. Let me go across to my colleague Bhavtosh for more on this. Bhavtosh, the agencies, of course, have been trying to find out where all Dr. Umar Nabi went before, he reached Red Fort, where, that car exploded in which he was sitting at the traffic signal. So what have the agencies managed to establish so far? It all started with about 5 odd locations in the beginning. Then we've got more videos. What have they managed to establish with them?
In November have been clearly mapped out since 5 in the morning when he left from Mewat, and then subsequently went to Asia Hospital in Faridabad at around 7:30 in the morning, then to Badarpur Toll Plaza, where the visual of a bag containing some packets have also been aired on Times Now. And then subsequently his movement near Sunheri Masjid, and then the way his car was parked at Red Fort, and also his movement near a mosque which is very close to Red Fort. So So agencies have mapped his movements. What is important is what he did before that between 30th of October and also 10th of November. That's the reason why his other accused in this case are being questioned. Now, what we have come to know is that he had told his other accused in this case that he wanted to carry out a spectacular attack, but he did not specify what that attack would be. In some places, at some point of time, he had said that he wanted to avenge the demolition of Babri Masjid, but those things were in a preliminary stage. Most of the accused had said that they were completely radicalized by a Maulvi in Srinagar.
Right.
He was the link between Muzammil and other accused in this case. Probe continues as far as the investigation goes.
Right. Bhavtosh, stay on with us. Now, viewers, meanwhile, another explosion took place at a police station in Nagaon in Jammu and Kashmir on Friday night. Sahil Sohail is live with us for more on this. These are the visuals that we've got for you of this explosion that took place that claimed at least 9 lives and 29 others got injured. Sahil Sohail, what exactly happened inside the police station? It's been almost 24 hours. What have the agencies mentioned about it?
Well, it all started from police station Nagaon and apparently looks like it ended up here. Last month we had seen police starting investigating in fact the poster of just terror outfit, which ultimately led J&K police to Haryana and Faridabad, where from explosives were basically recovered and seized, and those explosives were transported from Faridabad to police station Nagaon, because the FIR is registered here and as per the procedure they were supposed to be here. That were in fact brought in, and the sampling of these explosives for further forensic analysis and chemical analysis that was being in fact done inside the police station, what J&K DGP says from last 2 days. And yesterday in the late evening at around 11:20 in PM, there was a huge explosion, and ultimately with the result of that explosion, 9 people, including officials from Jammu and Kashmir police, from civil administration, and in fact from J&K police wings, including FSL team, they lost their lives. 32 others are injured. This includes 27 police constables. The civilians who reside nearby. There was massive, in fact, damage to police station. There were damage that were, in fact, to nearby residential houses. So, as of now, this is under scanner. This is under investigation. LG Manoj.
But they've ruled out this being a terror attack. That's what the officials said today. Stay on with us. Now, Ankit, the explosives were being packed in small bags and were to be transported to Forensic Science Lab in Jammu, right?
What we are getting to know is that the FSL team was examining this explosive. Unfortunately, this accidental blast took place, which led to the 9 people have been died in this accidental blast. 27 has been injured, but it starts with the white-collar terrorism, which was totally dismantled by the Jammu and Kashmir police. With this regard, around 1,500 non-kinetic operations were held in the Jammu and Kashmir itself to crack down on the sympathizers of the Pak-sponsored terrorists. Around 150 plus people were detained for the questioning. At the end of the result, more than 7 people were detained. Arms and ammunitions were recovered from them with regard to the white-collar terrorism. Adil was the first who have been arrested by the Jammu and Kashmir police. Then the Faridabad, which led to the recovery of 2,900 kg of this chemical, which was recovered by the Jammu and Kashmir police. Safely, it was sent to the Nagaon police station, where where this explosion and the chemical was examined by the FSL team. And unfortunately, at 11:20 p.m.
Right. Clearly, now it is getting bigger. The whole white-collar terror module that was busted earlier. Now it clearly looks like a larger network that is at play. That's what agencies currently are looking at. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us with your inputs. We'll, of course, be coming back to you for more on this particular story. Let me also welcome my guests who are joining us on the broadcast this evening to understand what is really happening, and what should we make of these new revelations that have been made? We have Sushant Sareen, Senior Fellow ORF, Sanjay Sahai, former IPS. We have Major Samar Paltu, retired, who is a defense analyst, NND Dubey, former DIG BSF and NIA Kirti Chakra Gallantry Awardee. We also have with us Major General Dhruv Katoch, retired, who is Director, India Foundation. Good evening to all of you, gentlemen. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here on this broadcast. Now, Sushant Sareen, the point really is that, what has happened over the last 5 days, first in Delhi and then in Jammu and Kashmir, Nagaon to be precise, last night, it has raised several questions. In your understanding, what is happening? Is this Jaish-e-Mohammed plotting revenge following what happened during Operation Sindoor? If yes, then how do you assess the response of our agencies?
Look, I think to be fair to the agencies have been fairly successful. There have been, maybe even in this particular case, you can say that the fact that this cell existed, it was functioning for over 2 or 3 years and had slipped under the radar screen. You can call it an intelligence failure, which is like a pet line everybody takes. But yeah, you can say that it slipped through the cracks. On the other hand, you can say that the fact that these terrorists were not able to carry out what they had actually planned because of excellent policing work and excellent intelligence coordination with the police was a stupendous success. So it depends on, what side of the divide you are on. But I would imagine on balance, there has been some oversights, also administrative ones, and there have been some significant successes. Now, Jaish-e-Mohammed, look, I think as we are speaking, what we are getting is dribbles of information. I would really want to wait and see once the investigating agencies piece together the whole case and present a coherent kind of a charge sheet. That is when we'll know exactly what transpired. As of now, there are various things being said by various people. Some people are just plucking some straw in the wind and, presenting it as some new information which has come up. Let's wait and see whether that holds any veracity or not. But more importantly, I think it's a no-brainer. The terrorists, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, and their sponsors and their supporters and their progenitors, which is the Pakistan Army and the Pakistani state, have openly said that they will be taking aim at India again. So I don't think we should discount the possibility of some kind of attacks from those guys coming this way.
Right.
The question for India will be that are we going to be on some kind of a hair trigger that the moment an attack takes place, we respond across the border, or will say that we are going to properly investigate a particular case, and once the Pakistani hand is proven, we will take action. In which case, you have a problem on your hand because if 15-20 days, 1 month has gone, the salience of that particular case kind of tends to reduce.
Right.
So it's complicated.
It is indeed quite complicated, and that's the reason why we're trying to make sense of what we have right now. And Mr. NND Dubey, what is your understanding of what we have learned so far? What is really happening? It is the NIA that is looking at, this entire case. You understand how NIA really functions, given the situation that we are in right now. What could be the possible challenges in sort of unearthing what really has been happening behind the scenes?
Actually, the agency NIA, the entire government and the population has got a very great expectation from the National Investigation Agency. Reason being that it is the deep investigation which shall bring many facts connecting the entire linkages from the perpetrators. Because as of now, what we learned that the handler held a meeting in Turkey, and a few medicos out of the entire module had visited Turkey a couple of times. So the handlers have chosen Turkey, Istanbul deliberately as a destination to basically finalize the entire attack. So the dark web connections, the encrypted method of communication, the financing, and how these modules have been motivated and radicalized and brought to the mainstream of a proper team to attack such a deadly incidents inside Delhi and outside. So the investigation team of NIA has got a very great responsibility to prove it. And let me tell me that the J&K police has got a 10 marks out of 10 in unearthing the entire conspiracy. They have done a very good job. There have been certain ups and downs in the entire arrestation and recovery, including a slip of blast at Red Fort area by Dr. Umar Nabi, and another some accidental incident in Nagaon police station in Kashmir last night, unfortunately. So these things could not be prevented, but still there are certain things missing, that the vehicles they have already prepared for use in the blast, and also more than 300 kg ammonium nitrate, which is not, I think, is still recovered. So these are certain things on which they are working, and the basic handler connecting the entire episode from Pakistan, because right now I cannot say anything with authenticity, but finally the link shall be connected from those same perpetration of Jaish-e-Mohammed sitting in Pakistan. But we have to wait for a very conclusive evidence taking the entire needle to Pakistan. I think we have to keep the patience on this issue, and they have very smartly motivated, they have very smartly used the cadres, the sleeper cell motivated people sitting inside our own country, and that too from a very prestigious profession of medicos. That is the very big thing which we have to focus upon, and the total people linked to this entire thing, including the clerics, imams. How an imam can motivate such an educated medico, that is a very surprising thing. एक मस्जिद का इमाम इतने पढ़े लिखे लोगों को मोटिवेट कर देता है कि आप जिहाद में खुद को उड़ा लीजिए. I mean, these things are very perplexing. So we have to deeply think of the future plugs we have to put to prevent the incident, and also take the investigation on a very, very scientifically based process which can bring out something and very solid to connect the incident with the actual perpetrators across the border. That is the main thing.
Okay, very important points you've raised, and Major General Samar Paltur. Now that's the point. Why?
Major Samar.
Sorry?
Major Samar.
Major Sahab. Now, I said that. I think you missed that. Major Samar Paltur, I want to ask you, you know, that's the point. Why do you think doctors are now being targeted? Easy targets? It's easy for their handlers to, you know, get access to a lot of things that perhaps other people are not able to do, other people who were part of their sleeper cell network. Do you think there has been some kind of a change in the recruitment pattern or process?
See, what happens is, I have served in Kashmir. Maulvis play a pivotal role in giving a direction to a young mind, whether they are going to use Islam to serve humanity or to go towards jihad. And not all Maulvis are good. They instigate. They are the spark plug. And how do they select these well-read young men? Is basically when on Fridays after the namaz is done, and when they recite the verses of the Holy Quran and everything, and after the procession is over and they are going back home, so whoever is more inclined towards jihad, they try to plant one senior person to give certain statements which are very jihadist, and then they wait for the reciprocation from these young men. And any one of the young men who tries to agree with what is being said is the most favorable and earmarked person. And not only this, there are youngsters who usually go beyond the sane path, and they are unemployed, and there are different pressures on them, and being financially weak, that is also taken advantage of. And then then confessions come up to the Maulvis. So the Maulvis, it is entirely up to the Maulvi what direction he chooses to give these young men. And unfortunately, they get indoctrinated. They are given false and fake narratives. And then they are told that, there is life beyond death, and then they will be given the hooves and everything. So they instigate, they also provide them with whatever facilities they require, including their funding for education. And it is not initially that they do it. It might take several years, it might take few months or few weeks. And then they take a call, the terrorist module takes a call, whether he is to be a fidail, whether he is to be an informant, whether he is to be a OGW, according to the character and the pen picture of the mindset of that young man. They decide how he is to be molded, how he is to be used. Okay. And unfortunately, they were used as fidails. And let me tell you, it's not over. It's not over. Looking at the amount of explosives and then the illegal immigrants coming in from Dhaka, the links of Jaish-e-Mohammed being deployed at Afghanistan and handlers giving directions from Afghanistan. And then you have the POK, it's infested with POK. All these radical Maulvis, they're waiting in the launch pads to hit at India.
Right.
So many things are happening simultaneously, and the biggest threat is the illegal Rohingya population. You can have an illegal immigrant as a maid or a cycle repair shop guy giving information right now as we speak about, could be military, could be police, could be about a politician's movement, and anything can happen at any moment of time, because their strength is so much that it is time that we take control of the situation.
Right.
And
so clearly,
we
that's a threat.
This.
That's a threat that you've spoken about. It's an important one. Major General Dhruv Katoch. Now, here we are not talking about unemployed people, people who don't have jobs or, a roof on their head. Here we are talking about people who work perhaps very hard to reach where they are. I mean, MBBS, people who are doctors. I mean, it's not an easy life that they have before they achieve, what they do after getting a degree of MBBS or an MD. Why are they becoming easy targets, in your opinion?
Thank you, Hina. In my view, I don't think economy has got anything to do with it. It's an ideology. And the ideology works with the poor people, it works with the rich people. And we have seen it even when the bombing took place in Dhaka quite a few years back.
Do you see a shift in pattern here, sir? Earlier, perhaps the focus was to target those who are unemployed. Now, there is a shifting pattern there?
Yeah, I think these people have been there earlier also. They were just not used. It's a question of when do you want to employ a particular resource. We have a large number of these sleeper cells, and because it's a sleeper cell, it doesn't come out in the open. So, for people to say, why haven't we caught them earlier? It doesn't work that way. Unless you monitor 100% of all the Maulvis in the country, every single mosque, every madrasa, every house, every car, it doesn't work. And we can't do all that, you see. Then you become a complete 100% police state. If you're willing to go that road, then you can carry out certain curbs. The way China can carry out these curbs, we can't do it. It's a democracy and you have to let it function. So at some point of time, I think it's got nothing to do with the financial. A fellow could be very, very rich and he gets ideologically brainwashed. There is, I think when we're looking at the psychological component of a person, if a person is psychologically weak, he is more susceptible. And there are various ways to do it. You see, to appeal to that person's sense of, his religion or anything else, right? And you can get this fellow onto that path. So they have, I think, as one of the speakers brought out earlier, in my personal view, I think the Jammu and Kashmir police and other police forces plus the int agencies have done an outstanding job. I know how difficult it is on the ground to do these things, and the way they have operated and got this out and exposed it is a revelation. So I think they've done outstandingly well. I count this as a complete success of our intelligence operators.
Okay.
That is the way I've looked at it. Yep, things go wrong in the military, in our operations. The best laid plans go wrong. Okay. That's the way life is. It doesn't work the way, the way a sand model or a classroom lecture is supposed to work. Once the first bullet flies, things go awry. So
Absolutely.
that is the way it is. And I think it's being handled, and we'll handle it well now.
Okay. Mr. Sanjay Sahai, some people are also of the view, perhaps if the operation was still ongoing, J&K police shouldn't have really come out with the details of this white-collar terror module that they've managed to unearth, because the hunt for Dr. Umar Nabi was still on. What do you have to say?
See, I think it was progressing in the manner which was not a very neatly planned sort of affair. So when they got this poster story there, and from the poster I was told that the SSP date has come in the public domain, all my narrative is on the public domain knowledge. So he was an outstanding officer, and he wanted to get into the root of the whole issue. And later to that, all the progression was not with an attempt to hide something, or to keep things confidential and move in a direction to reach the logical conclusion where this whole web of conspiracy, the logistical arrangements and the combustibles. So till the time that is detected, they would continue. Primarily, it does not happen also that way. Primarily, it happens one or two steps you are able to reach, and you get into that particular mold, and then it comes out in the public. This Faridabad thing, it happened in the morning, so it was already well known. And I don't think possibly the Jammu Kashmir Police Intelligence Bureau and Haryana Police could have kept it under the wraps. If they could have, I think it would have been a great sort of a coup of information which they could put it off. Suffice to say that it was not done. And they tried to keep it under wraps in the best possible manner. And once the whole story came out in the open, I'm not sure of the fact whether they wanted to keep it hidden or not. They thought that it was a great breakthrough, and they are moving in a direction where there will be no further, or there will be no explosions or no blasts, detonated or otherwise. And they are in control of the situation. What slipped exactly was this your doctor, so who went up in the flames.
Yes.
Now this guy, he has traveled for nearly 10-12 hours at different locations. The face was known. I presume the vehicle number was also known.
Yes.
And his movement, I think your whole CCTV, which we call as the video surveillance apparatus and facial recognition, which is a very outstanding feature or outstanding utility in these areas, it completely came to a naught. Think of a situation, something happening in Connaught Place or any of these areas.
Absolutely.
Now we come to the back end. It is not the time to evaluate or self-certify or to give some sort of a validation whether what was wrong, what was right, what intelligence agencies did. Any operation of this nature, first and foremost, you start from the Kargil days till today. First, there is years and years when the intelligence does not come out.
Absolutely.
Whether it is known, unknown, and what was done is a different story. The second, when the actual operations comes into play, then the first operation is always successful.
Absolutely.
Then it starts getting awry after the second or third. And in this, the most critical part has been, if you see the videos of yesterday, it was nearly the same sort of an explosion which happened in Chandni Chowk.
Absolutely.
Now, non-handling of combustible material in a manner which is not purely scientific, I think that also raises enough amount. And
I think those are some very pertinent.
One line only I'll take.
Okay,
there is combustible material. One combustible material available with the handlers, and as required, they use that combustible material, which is both human resource and chemical, and use it to their advantage.
Right. Well, absolutely. Some very, very pertinent points have been made. Thank you very much, all of you gentlemen, for joining us. Of course, we're going to be tracking this very closely ahead as well. There is a multi-agency pan-India crackdown that's still going on. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us.